So uh, which value I am talking about? All the concordance index. This is the value of all the concordance index, right? And when you add them, how much it becomes? 0.5 plus 0.5, 1, 1.8. Again 0.5 plus 0.5, 1. So this becomes 2.8. Correct? Now for judgment uh, method of determining the strong and weak concordance index, you just take the 70% or 60% of this value, right, as the strong concordance. 70% or 60% of this value, where I have added all the values of concordance index, and assume that that is your CS. In the data driven value, what we have done? We have taken the average, right? And that average is the weak concordance. And we have added a very small amount with the average, say 0.2 or 0.3, and we have taken that to be as strong concordance value. In case of the other method, what happened? In case of the other method, we add all the values of the concordance index and then take the 70% or 60% of that value and assign it to be the strong concordance value. And for weak concordance value, we take the 45% or 55% of that summation of all the values of concordance index. So that become your weak concordance, right? Now, if I go to discordance, in case of discordance, or some say it as what it says, they say it as veto for a penalty, right? So the rule, as you know, the rule is already described here, that for a strong outranking, uh, your concordance value, index value, must be greater than strong concordance, and not only that, your discordance index value should be less than the strong discordance value. And this discordance value. So the strong outranking will be there between two variables, two alternatives. If the concordance index value of that same two alternatives is greater than or equals to the strong concordance value, and the discordance value of that same alternative is less than the strong discordance value. Right now, you'll say, what is the veto value, or what is the strong discordance value, or weak discordance value? Before that, let me explain the second statement of this rule. X weakly outranks Y if concordance index of X and Y is greater than weak concordance value and less than the weak discordance value. Now, I have already discussed how you can determine the strong concordance and weak concordance values. There are two methods for that. One is data driven, another is judgment based. For data driven, average all the values of concordance index for all the conditions or questions asked with the variables. That is whether A is greater than B, or B is greater than A, or C is greater than A, or A is greater than C, etc., etc. Average it, and this average will become the weak concordance value, and you add a del, it's a small number of fraction to this average to find the strong concordance value. Now, in case of judgment-based method, you add all the concordance index value and take the 70% or 60% of that value as strong concordance, and 45% or 55% of that value as weak concordance. I think this is clear now. Now let me see about the discordance. How to determine the value of strong discordance and weak discordance. Now for this we have to go to the discordance index table that we have prepared already. Here it is. Here also what we can do. So how to do it? Generally what happens is, uh, in case of data driven rule or data driven rule, here also they average the discordance index value of all the questions or all the discordance set. Okay? Then after taking the average, they deduct a fraction to find the strong discordance value, and the average is their weak discordance value. Okay? For data driven. And for judgment based method, they add all this, add all the discordance index value. For our case it is 1 plus 0.5 plus 0.5, that is 1 2 3 3.5. Now for our case is 3.5, and here is the catch. They take either 100% of that value as strong discordance, or they take the 70% of that value as weak discordance. So this is the rule of thumb for determining the strong and weak concordance and discordance values. Now, for A to outrank, strongly outrank B, as you know, the concordance index of AB must be greater than strong concordance value. And not only that, it will also require that the discordance index value of the same two variable is less than the strong discordance value. So that will constitute your strong outranking. Otherwise, if the concordance index value of the same variable is greater than weak concordance value, and the discordance index of the same two variable is less than weak discordance values, then A weakly outranks B. So that is the rule. Remember. Okay. So now here I have designed this table to show you which alternative strongly or weakly outrank which other alternative. So this is the concordance index C A by B. Weight of the index has come here as C. This is 0.5, and then this is your threshold value. We have calculated it to be 0.65, right?